Mad Lions, of course, is Waro 2K, and this is a really interesting comparison coming into it. One of the young, new guns coming in from FPL, looking so hot, going up against the granddaddy of Counter-Strike, I think we like to call it.
The granddaddy, yeah. I'm going to let you coin that expression. I'm not going to touch that one. You can have it. Look, when it comes to Waro, I'm going to be real. I thought that they, as in Mad Lions, completely relied upon his performance. And I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised to see them take off G2 without Waro hitting absolutely stratospheric stats and stratospheric performances, right? He was just playing good Counter-Strike, but it was a team effort. We had Borup chiming in. You had a lot of other players. There was just one question I have for Mad Lions. We heard from TMB at the very beginning of the event. We're not thinking about anything. We just take one step at a time. We don't really know. We don't think about the Royal Arena. Do you not think about the Royal Arena now? You're one game away from it. You have to know it. You win 2 maps today, and you make it to the biggest LAN event you've been. Don't tell me they don't think about it. I want to see how they can handle that, because this is when the challenger come to realize, damn, I'm actually this close to making it.
It is a different kind of pressure, without a doubt. And again, you can come into a tournament with the mindset that, yeah, we're just happy to be here. We're going to soak in as much experience as absolutely possible. But it is going to be tough for Mad Lions, because now they feel the pressure, as Matthew said, 2 maps away. The cool thing, what you said right there, is that they don't ride or die with Waro alone. This opening kills chart right here is pretty goddamn cool, because you have 4 different people, and then, of course, a 5th as well, but 4 different people who actually takes a lot of opening duels and take part in the whole job. So you set Waro up. He can be aggressive if he wants to, but if he's not feeling it a game, well, you got a guy like Borup, you got a guy like TMB who's not afraid to go in first as well. So they're not as one-dimensional as maybe people think.
Yeah, and I think on the line for this, of course, that spot at the full finals on LAN in a big arena setting. And when we're putting these 2 teams up side by side, in terms of the number of appearances that both of these players had, I mean, obviously Fallen is just out, lights out in terms of those numbers, but only Borup representing on the side of Mad Lions. He's the only one who's had that experience at this kind of caliber of competition.
That chat is just a little bit unfair, to be completely honest. But of course, insane. Liquid, they're tenured players. They've been playing Counter-Strike for many, many years, and they had the whole Intel Grand Slam run, you know, where they won everything they could win, everything they could touch. So yes, a lot of experience going up against players and a team who don't have a lot of experience yet, but this is the first step to it, right? You got to be in these games in order to get it first. So absolutely. Maybe 2 maps away from getting some more arena events.
That's the thing, like, it means so much to this team going up into this, and particularly, you know, 2 Danish players on the side as well. Royal Arena is looking pretty good for them. We do need to jump into the pick and plans for this.
So
one.
let's get Vertigo Ancient out the way, just push them out, right? When it comes to picks, I feel like there's an obvious choice for Mad Lions. That would be Nuke. The stats do appear that Liquid has issues and struggles on it. They go for the Nuke pick. For Liquid, you have more choices. I believe Inferno is a very good pick. I think Dust 2 potentially could be if you want to lean in on the skill side of things, but Inferno's been great. They showed it against VP, and they go for the Inferno. That makes a lot of sense. And I don't see how Liquid can be uncomfortable right now, because you have Mirage and you have Dust 2. They basically have the choice. It's like, Jacob, what's your 2 favorite kind of ice cream? And you have the choice at the very end. That's it. Between Dust 2 and Mirage, all is going to work, and they go for the Dust 2 skill-oriented map. All good for Liquid. I didn't see how it could go any other way in that veto.
I fully agree. This was a set-in-stone veto sort of coming into it. There was no way Mad Lions could throw any curveballs towards Liquid. No. If they would have picked something else than Nuke, well, it would have been a strong map for Team Liquid. If you're Liquid right here, you feel comfortable on all 3 maps. And I also do want to point into this one. We often see underdogs coming into tournaments with a good set of strats. Plan A, if that's not working, do Mad Lions have a plan B? Do they have a plan C? Liquid, we heard Adrian here said, yeah.
That's the plan, Jacob, right there. You got a plan.
Right. Yeah,
how can you lose with that face?
If I'm Liquid right now, I'm losing to that face. I feel pretty bad. I like the commitment coming in here from JL, but point being, if plan A is not working for Mad Lions, do we really think they have a good enough plan B to deal with a team like Liquid, or even a plan C? I'm not sure they do. I'm not sure that it's going to be enough for them, but first and foremost, we need to see Liquid shut down for plan A, and so far Mad Lions have been able to play really, really well against every single opponent in this tournament.
Well, that's a game face from JL if I've ever seen one, and of course it is going to be their first map. Their pick coming into things, Nuke is going to be the Royal Arena. We're going to be kicking off to see exactly how it goes down and if Mad Lions can continue the upsets of the century here at the Showdown.
Well, we're lacking exactly one team to get into the Royal Arena, and it's going to be either Liquid or Mad Lions. There's going to be one hell of an exciting game. I can't wait for it. Liquid are going to be favorites. I don't really think that's surprising, but Mad Lions have been playing pretty well.
Yes, they have been a surprise. I don't think anybody had Mad Lions going this deep into the bracket.
Yeah.
So if they punch a ticket into that Royal Arena, I think a lot of people would be incredibly impressed.
Wow.
That's amazing.
He is ready. That's a war face right there.
Wow. He actually said he only needed something like 69 likes on Twitter before he would do that. I think that's setting the bar a little too low.
You're going to get there really quickly, but
yes.
I suspect he wanted to do it, which just, I think that's fine.
Yes.
Just come out with it in that case. I think it's great. People, we should definitely popularize that.
That is that's something that is not. It's not like it's going to affect your play at all. So why not?
Yeah.
You'll make a couple fans. You'll make your organizer head pretty happy.
I think it's going to be great, and just hopefully it keeps going. Maybe we can have like a full main at some point. You know, like a whole face. Just go with it. Maybe like a lion costume at the end.
Really get into the cosplay there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic. So will the game. I think we're going to be starting on Nuke, I believe, with the Liquid on the CT side, Mad Lions on the T side. We're I think a player short that just quickly disconnected, but we both picked Liquid. I think a couple of crazy people went for Lions.
A few people did. A few people did. That was shocking, but Lions have been playing with enough form lately that you think some things are possible. However, perhaps it's more a symptom of some of the opponents of Mad Lions not performing to their best ability. I think this will be really the true test, because Liquid are in a position right now where they have some players that have been highlighted by the desk as performing quite well. Naf and Stewie right now are in major form. They're in tip-top shape.
It's actually been a really long time, I feel like, since I've seen Stewie play to this level, and he's such a hard person to shut down when he's that good. So I think it's going to be real tricky. Naf, as you said, also been way up there. I kind of want to see Elige probably do a little bit more in some of these games. That would be, and I think that's something you can even expect. That's not to say, wow, that's a desperate wish. I mean, Elige is an incredible player, so I don't think it'll take a lot to bring him along, and then that trio will do damage no matter what, right? And Grim and Fallen they don't actually have to do that much if the other three are playing well.
Right. Unfortunately, that seems to actually just be the case. The Grim story has been highlighted by the desk as well. The fact that he's not performing too well at the Showdown. He does have some tough roles. He really does have some tough roles. He really is in first in almost every single strategy that Liquid run. Even for map control, sometimes they'll just send him forward. And then on CT side, a lot of the bad spots, which people would put in air quotes. You know, he's going to be playing sometimes that B Mirage type of position. But he does get a couple that he's okay with, like Inferno's Pit, and that's when you really sometimes can see him shine. The mechanical ability on Grim, it's there. We haven't seen it unlocked just yet at the Showdown, but it'd be a treat if this is the game where he does. Yeah,
I would love to see that. I think maybe some extra confidence. I mean, he had a rough 3 games yesterday. He really did. So I want to see what happens to Grim if it goes the other way. If he has a better start, if he's off to a little bit more of a flow at the beginning, maybe that'll send him off in the right direction. I believe with the restart of the servers, we have a little bit of time to just discuss this while we're getting into it. So in highlighting some of these players, I think we're also opening the door to a discussion around who will have to. Stewie, we saw that graph going up and up from the player break and hitting up, I think, 1.3 rating.
Yeah, really good.
Crazy. So that graph has to break the other way in this game, basically, for Mad Lions to have a good window into. But then on the other side, Waro 2K is someone that's been talked about a lot, and for good reason, right?
Yes.
So those are some of the players there on the Mad Lions side, or at least one of them that could be doing it. I think Borb has been playing actually pretty crazily as well.
Borup is a player that, he just saw some of his old compadres just qualifying for the fall finals, and now he definitely wants to do that as well. He probably thinks that he wants to show the world that him being removed from Heroic was a mistake, that he can do it wherever he goes, that it's not just a system thing, that he helps bring the system, he helps bring the structure. I was actually talking to Yumi about Mad Lions because he watches them quite a bit, and he said that as soon as they incorporated Borup, this team began to have more structure. They started to really iron out some of the roles, the positions, everything was in flux, because if people really remember into the inception of this version of Mad Lions, they actually picked up 4 oppers. They actually picked up 2 primaries and 2 hybrids, and it was confusing to everybody. Everybody was wondering, where are you guys going with this lineup? And it really looked like a farm, like a talent farm kind of move, that you're just going to take all these high-rated players. It's kind of a joke we've had before, where you just take every high-rated player and try to build a team with it, and then you recognize after, oh wait, that's 5 oppers. And Mad Lions actually did it, and yet now it's somehow working.
Yeah, it is incredible to think about. That's too much. Double up we can tag along with, but more than that, and it's probably going to be unmanageable. So I mean, there might even be just a psychological advantage for Mad Lions in this kind of a game, because like you said, probably most people not expecting them to make this far into the bracket. The fact that they have Liquid, on the other hand, people were predicting to make it through as one of the 2 teams out of the Showdown. So if things start to go bad in the Liquid camp here early on, I mean, the weight of that expectation is going to be on them, and in a way that it will not be on the Mad Lions side.
Liquid right now are playing as the heavy favorites.
Yeah.
Not even just the, slight edge. They have a burden now on their shoulders. There's a lot of weight. They feel like this is supposed to be their series. They are supposed to make it. The hard part has been done. They beat Virtus Pro, and G2 has been taken out of the other side of the bracket by this Mad Lions team. So Liquid right now, they really do think that this is their destiny, but that can lead to nerves getting the better of them. That can lead to mistakes sometimes, where you try to win too quickly. Sometimes it's just about playing the game that your coach, your in-game leader created, that game plan, and not deviating too much from it, because if they do that, they should take this.
That it's all in the cards, right? There's no doubt about it. They seem to be peaking at the right time, and obviously they want to go play in the Royal Arena as well. So looking primed for it at the moment, certainly. With the way that Stewie is playing, we saw him a little bit yesterday, playing Banana on Inferno on the CT side, and how aggressively he's playing. Do you think we'll see something similar on Nuke? Do you know where he's playing on Nuke, actually? That just slipped my mind. On the CT side?
I think he is the secondary A player.
All right.
So it'll be more around the kind of mini-ish.
Does that fit his mobility level in terms of being potentially aggressive at times and moving around? Can he do that from that position, do you think?
I would say, yeah, that's generally not the primary rotator on the map. The biggest rotator is the Opper. That guy is always going to be the most mobile player for the CT side. But the secondary A guy is also frequently called upon, along with the outside rifler. They both work in tandem frequently.
Let's find out how this is going to be playing out. We've got Liquid versus Mad Lions. Liquid on that CT side, Mad Lions on the T side, and the pistol round is alive. Blowing up the door right into Stewie. We just talked of him. He's trying to